The following may contain language that is not suitable for all audiences. You and your bells.
I love them.
So with all the stuff that's been going on in the past couple of weeks, month or so, has made me thought a lot about the idea of corruption.
Another favorite topic.
Well, I know how people sit there and talk about how corruption is bad and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't disagree. But at the same time, I wonder if we're not geared towards it. I mean, what is corruption, really? Benefiting yourself at the
expense of others.
Right. Isn't that what you do with family? No one would sit there and say, oh, you're being corrupt if you look out for your own family.
That's true.
I mean, some people might say it's not the same thing. That's just like years ago when I was talking to someone. I was talking about... We're talking about killing, I think.
Sounds like a fun topic.
Well, I don't really go too deep into stuff, but, it was like, I don't see how, if you think about it really objectively, right? As a neutral third party, super neutral third party that don't really care, the results of someone coming after me and killing me, or me killing them because they tried to come after me, is still the same. It's one death. The only difference is...
Who dies? That's
true, but really the difference is no one would fault me for killing someone who came after me to kill me.
Yep. That's like a societal norm or something.
And, I had a friend that was very religious, and he was even saying, I don't think that God would fault you on that even. And it's true, right? Everyone has the right to defend themselves.
Yeah.
But
I'm like, which God? Old Testament God or New Testament? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, no.
But the Old Testament God did
fine.
a lot more killing. Like, there was a lot more killing and a lot more, like, hand of God, divine justice. These people all are going to get, smited.
I don't think New Testament God would be against that.
Yeah.
I think the only difference between the New Testament and the Old Testament is the New Testament actually showed you the way. See, the Old Testament was more about you were chosen.
Obey.
You were chosen. This group of people were chosen, and they were the only group.
Right.
New Testament.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
New Testament says, you know what? I'm opening the doors to everybody.
Man. Did you just come up with this?
Just now?
Yeah.
Out loud? Yeah, but it's just stuff that I've been thinking about.
I like it. I'm stealing that.
In the Old Testament, God was saying, you have to be part of my group that I've chosen.
Yeah, if you weren't part of that group, oh boy.
Stuff was pretty dire.
Very bad.
But then God decided, you know what? I should give everyone a shot.
Which I don't know if I agree with. No, I don't.
You don't? What do you mean?
No, I mean, I just...
You don't agree with the reasoning?
I feel like giving everybody a shot has just, let stuff, stuff's gone awry.
Well, giving everyone a shot is eminently fair. I would want God to be pretty equitable. I mean, if God decides I pick a winner and that's it, that just makes God seem like a pernicious person.
That's true. I guess I must be a pernicious person. Because I always tend towards, I think I'm not an elitist, or I'm not about that, picking one group or one person or myself over another, but I absolutely am.
And I think that's probably not outside the realm of what everybody else does.
Which
not
probably means I would be super susceptible to corruption, I would think.
Well, to go back to the corruption, I think everyone is super susceptible to corruption. I'm just wondering why in one case it's acceptable, but in another case it's very, very wrong.
So what are people... Is it people lying to themselves? Or are they just... like that, because I make a distinction between lying to yourself where you don't know you're lying versus outright lie, right? Like, because I feel like sometimes when people believe their own press when they say stuff like that. Like if you say to somebody, if you're in this situation where actually someone asked me this question this week. This kid, he was like, if you could sacrifice yourself to save the group, right?
Which
would
group?
you do it?
Which group?
All of society, everybody. It's everybody versus you. Right? And because I guess he'd been asking a few people this question, and my answer was...
Sounds like a question that a kid would ask.
And my answer was like, no. I was like, it would be me.
And when I say kid, I mean someone that's probably in their late teens, early 20s.
That's exactly what he is. And I said, no, I wouldn't.
Do you know why I say that?
Why?
Because I think I've asked that question to people.
Okay, yeah. Because my answer was like, no, it would be me. And he was like, really? Really? No way. Like, no, it would, like, surely you would, like, sacrifice for the group. And I'm like, no, I wouldn't. And he was like, well, most people, the answer is that they would.
Yeah.
Like,
but
that was his, like, straw poll was that most people had said,
yes. And
yes, I would.
That straw poll is the same as, are you scared of death?
So, but is that a lie, is my question?
No, it's
are people lying to themselves? Are people being dishonest? Or do people think they're being honest, but the answer is a lie?
It could be any of those things.
Yeah.
Because it's the same as my death question, right? Are you scared of death? When death is like, a continent away, you're just like, hey, of course, nah, fuck death. I ain't scared of you. Mm. But when death decides to pull up a chair and sits next to you, then all of a sudden, there's some pucker factor going on.
It always makes me think of the Family Guy episode. I don't know why.
Well, you watch too much Family Guy.
Yeah.
But I've asked that question myself, and when I was younger, I thought, well, yeah, I'd sacrifice myself for the group. But then, as I think about it, I'm like, why would I sacrifice myself for an ungrateful bunch?
But you see, the corruption question is a similar thing. Because if you say, would you engage in corruption? No, never.
Exactly.
Like if you were given power, like no, like I wouldn't.
So that's a question that we should all ponder. Why is it intellectually so easy to say an answer, but then in practicality, that answer is totally different?
Because practicality is like way
more practical.
I was going to say way more real.
Well, yeah, it's real.
When things are real, then you're going to be like, no, I have to survive, or I got to look after my family, or whatever.
Yep. I mean, I changed my mind on the death thing a long time ago, not just because my own mortality came into play, but I heard about a friend of mine was telling me about his great uncle who, before he went into the hospital, it was like, yeah, if things go bad, don't keep me alive. And then a while later, he did have to go to the hospital, and this guy was really old. I mean, he was in his 80s or something. Mm-hmm. And it came time, they're like, do you want us to do extraordinary measures? And the same person who maybe 10, 20 years ago was like, no, let me die, was all of a sudden, no, do everything you can to keep me alive.
Don't let them kill me.
Exactly. And and I don't see anything wrong with that change of heart. I don't think that person is a coward. I don't scoff at them.
So same thing with the atheist who finds God on their deathbed.
Dude, death is an incredibly scary thing. And until it shows up right next to you, you don't know how scared you will be.
It's so scary that I don't even like to think about it.
Now, for some people, it comes up and then they can kind of push through. They're still scared, but they can push through. I mean, hell, the fact that we're able to push through just kind of is I think testament, because every single day, every single moment, every single one of us could be dead. Mm. Just because of the way that's the way things are. I mean, there is absolutely no security in life. That's why we cling to it so much. That's why we sit there and think, oh, if I have this nest egg of money, then, I can be set. That nest egg of money could evaporate. I've got this house. I'm glad, I got this house. Dude, a sinkhole, earthquake, fire can swallow up your house. And people like to talk about their chances. Because, I sit there and say, look, you risk death every second of every day of every moment that you are not dead. You know, it's like the people that are super scared of coronavirus and yet have no qualms with driving and texting at the same time that they're driving.
I saw a guy on a motorized scooter this week, like late at night. He was texting on the scooter and he had his dog on the leash.
Yeah, you know, and it's all quite simply just bias. We think that we've done it before, things were okay, so it's going to continue to be okay. And I think that's just part of the way our brain makeup is, because as a species, we're really, really good at noticing patterns, which is why gambling, the slot machines, are so great at taking people's money, because there is no pattern, supposedly.
That's just like sucks. I'm sure every gambler would be like, of course there is, you're wrong.
Well, yeah.
Like, there's like, if there's any gamblers listening right now, they're like, he's wrong.
Everybody's a gambler.
Yeah.
Whether they know it or not. Not in the same way that the people think, but everyone's a gambler.